Resizters were born the day after Women's March in San Diego, California in January of 2017.
When Mel contacted me about starting this band and its whole concept, I was elated and I immediately said yes. Because I was heartbroken after the 2016 election, and just to be able to play protest music at marches, fundraisers, rallies, to be a part of that movement and make a difference was very cathartic to me.
I had the incredible experience of emceeing the 2017 Women's March here in San Diego for over 100,000 people. And it left me so inspired for people to be working together. And then I thought, how do we get people to stay longer at these kinds of events and actually sign up for action? Sign up for a group or the ACLU or something. And so the band was put together to play functions just like this.
I've never been in a band, and I thought it was a really great time to just sing for a cause, sing for a reason, Everything is terrifying, Just fear. It's just on the news, it's on social media, everyone's afraid. People full of hatred coming out of the woodwork, and I'm like, I have a baby, basically, that's, having to deal with all this. So yeah, move forward, and not just him, but for other people's kids. I mean, if we just stop and think about our own children and our own lives and stuff, that's what closes us off. I want everyone to have the same freedoms, and I want to be able to protect mine.
I met Stacy through some mutual friends a couple years before this band was even conceived, and I had only seen her sing cover songs on Facebook.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
That turned out to be just the tip of the iceberg, man. Stacy is an amazing, amazing vocalist. The first configuration of the Resizters featured Stacey Humphries on lead vocals, Jordan Lieberman on keyboards, myself on rhythm guitar, Barry Farrar, the DJ, on drums, Jeff on lead, and LP on bass. And in about 6 weeks, we learned enough material to play our very first show as the Resizters. Right after our first gig, LP reached out to her friend Kent, whom she'd played with before, and we found our sound. All of a sudden, we sounded like the Resizters, and we just clicked.
I hadn't met Jeff until we had started up in this band, and Jeff's a longtime friend of Mel's. He has lead guitar rips that just roar and cut through like a knife. I mean, it kind of reminds me of that level of wowness that like Eddie Van Halen has, In our first rehearsal, it was clear, we were all the same mindset and had that same vibe, that what we were doing was greater than our collective selves. Like, we're on a mission, And that was a moment I think we all discovered how easily we could collaborate in this project and keep to the mission and just have a lot of feel-good vibes from it.
Stacy and Jordan's rendition of Hallelujah is an absolute showstopper every time.
Well, maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot somebody who outdrew you.
The word started to get out that we were available to play nonprofit events. Basically anything that supported human rights and democracy. We wanted to be there to help get the crowd involved. to make a GoFundMe page and start to raise money to get in the studio.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up.
It was right about here where Stacy told the band that she was going to be moving out of state.
Get up, stand up.
We knew we had our work cut out for us. I mean, how can we replace Stacy? She's the heart and soul of this band. We reached out to other bands that we knew that had lead vocalists. We put ads on newspapers. We put ads online. Came up empty everywhere. And then Women's March called us wanting to actually play the 2018 event. And we had no lead vocalist. So we put our wits together and came up with this idea.
Get down, get funky.
What did I say? Hey, Stacy!
Hey, Stacy!
We're having a hard time filling your role, as you figured was going to happen.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
just in pure Resizters fashion, we did what we always do and book shows without having a band together. Woo! So, the San Diego Women's March is having an anniversary show on January 20th. We've been asked to play that. And Indivisible's having another event on January 27th. We've been asked to play that as well. We were wondering, Laura.
Yes. We were wondering if you would be willing to come back to San Diego for the 20th and the 27th, both Saturdays, and get us through those gigs, because damn girl, we need you. We just
we
can't
do.
do this without you. We don't have enough time to prepare another singer we haven't found yet. So yes, that's where we're at. So please come back. I'll use Miles if you need it.
We love you. We miss you.
Resist.
Resist! Don't forget to say yes. She said yes.
People treat other people horribly. You're going to stand up for other people. We're going to make this happen. And we're going to march every year. For our children. For our children's children. That's right, is right. Thank you.
Lucky for us, she had so much fun, she just kept flying out for all the shows. So we just kept plugging along as the core of the band was back together. That is, of course, until Jordan decided that he wanted to do other stuff creatively and left the band. So we reached out to Joe Tavano to play some keyboards with us, and also Valerie Hardy to do some backup vocals, and we just kept plugging along.
That's great. As I was totally listening to Ball of Confusion on the way out here, and I felt funky coming to San Diego.
I thought you were going to twerk when you came out.
I hurt my back already. I'm going to stretch first. Going to be twerking just go. Too many peanuts.
Too many peanuts.
Not enough twerking.
What's up, buddy?
What up? How we doing? What's up, San Diego?
The band got busier, and she just kept coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming and going.
I was a little bit sad to see her go. It's always so much fun. Until next time. But she's up too early.
I like your neck pillow.
San Diego.
That is so cute.
It's early.
You're gonna wear that at the gig today?
I am. I'm going to nap in between sets.
I bet you are.
I'm old and my back hurts. Oh no.
I'm gonna have you help me move a couch tomorrow. I guess that couch ain't getting moved tomorrow. Did you hurt your back again?
No, I'm good.
You're just old.
My face hurts.
It hurts me too.
I know.
Your face definitely hurts me as well.
I'd like to share.
The time has come today. The rules have changed today. I have no place to stay. And I'm thinking about that subway. The love has gone. All right. All right. All right. All right. It's not a keep us trapped in greed with all the greed.
About 6 months into it, working hard, we realized that the more shows we played and the harder we worked, there seemed to be less and less people at the events we were playing at. Very disheartening. It kind of seemed like there was a little bit of activist fatigue going on with the crowd, and we were starting to feel it ourselves.
Come on now, follow your brother, everybody get together, gotta love one another right now. I said, come on now.
It was disappointing when we would play and people would leave and not really pay attention to us. And I felt like I was not accomplishing what I had set out to accomplish with playing in this band, which was basically for the band to attract people to these events and fundraisers.
But the GoFundMe page was successful enough that we were able to pay for the first couple of weekends in the studio, so off we went.
Pretty exciting. At the airport, picking up Stacy again, but this time we're going straight to the studio, recording studio. So I'm pretty excited. I hope she is too. I'm sure she is. So let's go get her.
I heard someone say metal, so.
It was your cue. I wanna rock!
That's how we need to record all the songs. That's gonna be the tone for this song now.
You just have some bonus track. Studio. Well, headphones do a different thing. You know, being separated in different rooms and just. It was hard on my voice. It was hard on my spirit. I was tired, but it was great, and I feel like we did a lot in a really short amount of time, and it was really cool. I would do it again.
I was born by a river in this little old tent. Oh, and just like this river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming. Oh, but I know that change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
And I can't hear Joe anymore either.
A band is a family, and we like to rib on each other just a little bit whenever we can. It makes it more family-like.
What did you just say, Laura, before that?
What?
What'd you just say? I can't hear what?
Joe.
You can't hear who, Mel?
Sorry, what?
You can't hear Joe?
Who?
What do you want to do next?
Huh?
What's the next on your list?
Oh.
I might have to redo a couple of this.
There's Revolution, Time Has Come,
Piano,
Fortunate
piano,
Son,
piano.
Hallelujah,
Piano.
Killing in the Name of, Ball of Confusion, War,
Nothing.
Get Together.
Let's do Ball of Confusion.
Okay.
Since we were born a live band, it made the most sense to use the Grateful Dead approach to recording studio time. Is you have the band play live in the studio, record 12 or 14 tunes all together at the same time, and then keep the best 10 or 12 after that and do some overdubs. This is very important to know that the C chord is on the third dot. Third dot. Not the second dot. Third dot.
Come on, get it right.
I tell ya. Even with the best intentions and the old college try, sometimes you work on a new song in the studio and it just doesn't work.
Is it my turn to sing? Am I gonna sing a song for Mel? Hi Mel, sing a song.
Being in the studio with this band was the most fun thing I have ever done, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. The second weekend we were in the studio, we actually booked a live show also just because Stacy was in town, and it was at that time that Stacy finally let us know that she was completely done. She could no longer travel back and forth like that. She had a new job, and her family was wanting her attention, and we honestly didn't blame her. And setting up for that gig, Joe Tovano also told us that he was finished too. There was just not enough crowd size anymore, and everybody was just kind of feeling spent. So I was feeling pretty low and just, what are we doing this for? You know, it's really a low moment for me.
Stacey Humphries has amazing natural talent and is a wonderful human being. So when Stacey left the band, I wasn't sure of our direction. I think it was a very uncertain period.
It's always tough when you have a really good thing going, you have really good synergy, and there's personnel changes for whatever reasons.
I just love the people of this band. I just can't, I have the greatest time with them. They're so easy to get along with. There's no drama. That was really heartbroken when she left.
For the next probably 9 months to a year, I fell into a very dark place. Very depressed. Felt like every time I turned on the news, there was another atrocity, another shooting, another stupid tweet, and everything that this band had been formed for was just falling apart in this country. That humanity was eroding, and I was in a very dark place. I didn't even feel like finishing the record. What was the point? No lead singer. What was the point?
I was fired up to keep us going no matter what, because what we have is so good, I wasn't willing to give up. Plus, we still have a lot of work to do.
In the beginning of this project, I sought out people that were great players with zero ego. And those two things don't normally go together at all. And I just want to say thank God for LP. Laura Payne kept this thing together when I wanted to quit. She kept us inspired. She's such a positive person and a fantastic bass player and musician. And if it weren't for her, this band probably would have given up at this point.
I think it needs more of that. Yeah, because we're missing.
Many months passed, and one day I was thumbing through our YouTube channel and decided to just look to see who was liking our videos. And one person in particular stood out, looked like she was a singer in her profile picture. So I reached out and said, hey, you ever thought about being in a protest band? And Roz came down and we were blown away. I'm like, oh my God, what a rich, soulful R&B rock voice.
My initial reaction to the thought of joining this band was, I can't believe I found what I've been looking for. Just how I even came across the band, how Mel and I connected. I was ecstatic at the thought of what this could be, and I hoped that they wanted me.
Yeah. Faith restored.
You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's
heard Roz and saw how she pulled in the audience, it made them a part of it, and they felt that and they responded positively to that. She's just really good at drawing people in, and her chops are just amazing. So I thought, damn, this is exactly what we needed to keep us going. So thank you, Roz.
I get it. It's hard to stay active. It's hard to stay awake. It's hard to stay angry. And my advice to people is don't be angry. Just do something positive. And this band's going to continue on doing what we can to be a part of every organization that needs us and be a part of the change that we want to see in America and the world for that matter.
Did we save the world? Hard to say, and ripple effects of some of the seeds we planted and some of the people we may have affected in many of our shows, and they might still be reverberating through others. Hard to say. So I'd like to say yes, and I hope and pray that collectively we can all save this world together.
Oh yeah.
Did we save the world? Maybe not the entire planet, but I'd like to think that during those moments when we are playing on stage, connecting with people in the audience, I'd like to think that for a few minutes we give people a break from their worries and get them engaged with playing and thinking and feeling. I think we give them hope through music.
Did we save the world? No, but maybe it brought people a little bit closer instead of dividing them.
As long as you believe in what you're doing, and as long as it's good, not hurting anybody or whatever, that's what I see.
I hope that we reached people on a deep level in a way that they would never truly be able to express in words, that they are reminded that they're not alone, that they matter, that what they do matters, and that a little bit of love for each other goes a long, long way.
We are the Resizters! It's for you to say, fuck you, we won't do what they tell us, right? That's what you say when you go to the ball! So do it! Do it for you, do it for your sister, do it for your brother, do it for the one you don't know! Because we can make a difference.